A lot of people give up on contact lenses because of dryness or discomfort or something, and it may have happened 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 30 years ago, it doesn't matter. But the reality is the technology is evolving really rapidly. And I think back to a meeting I had on the Gold Coast, which was a Contact Lens Society meeting, and I went up there just as an attendee, and it would have been 10 years ago. And at that meeting, I thought, right, I'm going to try and wear contact lenses again. And I got sample contact lenses from half a dozen suppliers in the trade floor, tried them during the conferences. The longest I could keep any of those lenses in my eyes was about an hour, and they were killing me. So it wasn't great for the day. But now I wear contact lenses myself, and I wear them all day. So I had a holiday and did some snorkeling over the Christmas break, and I used my contact lenses going to the beach, and I used them snorkeling. I used them sitting around the pool, and had no discomfort wearing them for an 8 hour day. So there are certain brands of contact lenses that are almost perfectly matched for a drier eye, and there's a few of them that are soft that are like that. And if we go beyond that, we can actually treat really severe dry eye by protecting the eye and shielding the eye from dryness and from any sort of desiccation and damage. And those are called scleral contact lenses, which are giant hard contact lenses that sit on the sclera, which is the white of the eye. So they dome over and above your cornea, so they don't touch the cornea, and they're filled with a non-preserved saline. So your eye's in a perfectly healthy saline bath all day. Doesn't have any lid trauma, doesn't have any blinking, doesn't have any rubbing, and it can almost it's as safe and as good for a really dry eye that it can actually allow stem cells to repopulate in people which have got stem cell failure in their corneas, which is amazing if you keep using them for a period of time. So we can use that for extreme cases, but even someone that's got mild to moderate dry eye, we can match a contact lens that'll make them feel better and make them more comfortable.
Do you do scleral lens fitting in your practice there at Knight and Zycare?
Yeah, both Adam and myself do scleral fitting. It's sometimes I do find some patients can be a little bit freaked out by the concept of contact lenses in general, and particularly a larger one. So you've got to do a little bit of cajoling and convincing to show people how good it can be. But we've got trial lens sets that we keep in house for hard lenses and soft lenses and scleral lenses as well as that we can make custom lenses. So we can scan the corneas and we can design something for any particular person. And we do that on a regular basis.
And of course, the other type of contact lens, which you don't wear at all during the day, is the Ortho-K lens, aren't they?
Yeah.
So tell us about Ortho-K for anyone who's not familiar with it.
So Ortho-K lens is a hard lens. Its main goal is to change the shape of the cornea. And we know about changing the shape of the cornea because that's what laser surgery is all about. People, have known about laser surgery for, 20, 30 years. And they laser the front surface of the eye, making it thinner in certain parts, which then makes it bulge or change shape in certain ways. And that can be used to change your focus. But we can do that in a molding fashion with Ortho-K lens, which have got special shapes to cause bulging and deformation of the cornea in a temporary way. And we achieve that by just wearing them overnight. So you wear them overnight, your cornea changes shape, and then you take them out in the morning, and that changed shape of your eye makes you see better all day.
Yeah.
And the next night you go back and try wear your Ortho-K lens at night and remold your cornea, and the next day you don't have to wear your contact lenses and don't have to wear your glasses again as well. So it's pretty amazing stuff. And that gets around the dry eye thing because you don't have dry eyes when your eyes are closed. So you put the contact lenses in with some lubricant and they're perfectly fine. You're not then wearing lenses all day, so it sidesteps the problem, I guess.
And I think it might have been you who gave me this analogy, and I think it's a good one. It's like if you've got a ring, like you wear a ring all day, and if you remove your ring, then you can see it's sort of like indentation in the skin because your skin's been molded for that ring. So the cornea kind of has the same effect, isn't it? So the lens molds the cornea overnight.
Absolutely. It's different to wearing a pair of shoes or something like that, but it does change the shape of the eye. Most of things that we think about with clothing, with a ring or whatever, is compression. So it's changing the body by compressing or constricting. And that can happen with, I don't know, tight clothes or a tight pair of jeans or whatever. And you wear that all day, or a tight pair of socks in particular, you get these indentations. The Ortho-K is even better than that because it's not putting constriction, it's not putting pressure, it's putting negative pressure on. So
Mm.
it causes the eye to change shape with suction, so to
Mm.
speak, and negative pressure, which then causes the eye to volt in a different way. And that's the amazing thing about it. It's not doing anything nasty to the eye. It's not leaving a dent even on the eye in any way. It's changing the shape of the eye in a temporary fashion.
Yeah. And so like one of the things I've learned about contact lenses is that you have to be very careful around wearing them if you're in water. Like if you're the sort of person
Yep.
who likes to go for a swim, you should be taking your contact lenses out before you do that. But with Ortho-K, I mean, that's just not even an issue anymore, is it? Because you're completely eyewear
No, it's
free.
not.
Mm.
It's not. The thing that we worry about with water is acanthamoeba. Acanthamoeba is an amoeba that lives in water. And if we look at samples that are taken all over Australia, every freshwater sample, every saltwater sample, every soil sample that's ever been tested in Australia has acanthamoeba,
Even
and
in
they don't but treated water.
even in some chlorinated pools that they've found
Yes.
samples of them. Yeah.
Yep. They have an ability to form a cyst. So if they get annoyed, they can form a cyst, and then that cyst can reawaken later. So and they love the soft tissues of the eye. So the canthamoeba and is the thing that we worry about, and that's the link with water. So what we say is no water with contact lenses. You don't rinse your case with, don't rinse your contact lenses with water. You don't put water in your eye. It's something you've got to be super careful of. And with contact lenses, sometimes like I was wearing them swimming, but I've got some goggles on, so I'm protecting
Right.
myself, so limiting that risk. I guess the biggest group that we worry about for Canthamoeba are surfers, because if they're wearing, they don't wear glasses and they don't wear goggles because they fall off, so they often wear contact lenses. And I don't want to stop people surfing, but it's something we've got to be mindful of. If you're looking after a surfer as a patient, you've got to be vigilant and tell them, if you ever get an irritated eye, you come and see me straight away, and you
Mm.
squeeze them into your clinic, because you want to make sure that you screen them, they don't have an acanthamoeba problem. But yeah,
Well,
Ortho-K, no problems with acanthamoeba at all. So